Zlurpcast!
Zlurpcast TV, man, what a week it's been, you guys. We didn't even have time to change our clothes. I love that. We should continue our discussion of the MCU universe, all the Marvel movies we know and love. If you didn't watch the first one, over there.
Ciao.
Oh, is it there? Okay.
Yep, it's always here.
I'm always bottom row, which fucking sucks, but whatever. In my computer, it's a top row, and that's all that matters. We left off about on the top 8, Biran?
Yeah, 8 to 23. So we
Okay.
have 1 through 7 to go.
1 through 7. So we will spend, this one won't be as long, but we will spend this episode talking about number 1 through 7. Before we get into that, so who are you guys' top villains, did we say?
We
Your
mentioned them
favorite-
haphazardly, but I think mine is Killmonger,
Yeah.
Vulture, Loki.
I'm going to go Loki, Killmonger, and Red Skull.
You're a Hugo Weaving guy, aren't you?
He was great. He's
I'm a
another
Samara
guy.
Weaving guy.
Like you can't play a good guy. Look at you.
Yeah, you're
Like,
either
some
an
guys-
elf, you're either an elf or a Nazi.
You are either like Mads Mikkelsen,
Oh
Like-
God, he could never be a hero.
the dude who played Francis and Deadpool. Like those guys have a look on their face. You are going to be a villain. All of you guys.
Mads Mikkelsen was great in the King Arthur movie.
Yeah.
He was the knight with the falcon. It was
Because
awesome.
he looks historical too.
Yeah, he does.
He just has.
He's not of this time. Yeah.
Yeah, he's not. Hugo Weaving, same deal.
Yep.
They're cut from the same cloth. They are like, you are not one of us. Like, look at us and look at you. You're different. Mike, who was your favorite villain in these movies?
I had, in no particular order, Thanos, Vulture, and Hela.
Okay.
Hela was good.
You like how
She
they
ate up
did
the
Hela,
scenery,
though?
that's for sure.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
I was like, there's no way they're gonna have this,
Headdress, yeah.
and they had this. So yeah,
Yeah.
you can't see that on the screen, but yeah.
And I saw it. It was great. Xtreme. Villains?
Red Skull, Loki, Thanos.
If I had to pick another one, Thanos. I mean, how do you?
Yeah.
They built the whole thing around him. So I'm glad that they took the Infinity War storyline as the everything. It was a smart thing to do to tie everything together. So
That was one of the first
And it got-
big annual series I read was the Infinity Gauntlet series.
yeah,
They did all remember those big thick annuals they did every summer?
Oh yeah.
but it's not. It was just the idea that you're gonna, for non-comic readers, you're gonna take a giant storyline and find a way to make it all work, and they did. I mean, they fucking struck gold. They realized it with Iron Man. They were like, all we have to do is throw a little something at the end to whet everybody's beak, and they're gonna come back for more, and they did.
Where would
These were
Disney
very-
be right now if they didn't have Marvel as a company?
Oh my God, I know. Because didn't the newest Spider-Man, is that now the #1 grossing movie of all time? Or am I wrong?
No, it's still Endgame. And Endgame may never get beaten.
Okay. It's got to be up there, though, because I remember it was just like that. They had all the spots. It's like you own every spot. Like, I'm sorry, Avatar, what? Yeah, that's not part of this anymore. You're in the fucking basement.
I think
Those are
Avatar is
all-
still #2, actually.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Because
I'm
of all
shocked
because of all the 3D markup on the ticket sales.
Oh, I guess. Do you guys like 3D? Or
I hate it.
I can't do it.
If it's really meant for it and done properly with the right equipment, like it was with Avatar. Avatar was good. Avatar is a terrible movie. It's awful. It's poorly written. It's trite. It's garbage.
Dances
But it
with
was the
Wolves,
best 3D movie.
Dances with Wolves, except we fuck with tails. Yes?
Yeah.
Visually a great experience. I don't want to wear glasses though.
No.
I had LASIK surgery 16 years ago. Still fucking great. I don't want to wear glasses, period. Because I can't do it. And also, I'm doing this a lot. I'm trying to grab things. An
I like when
autograph.
movies just as kind of an afterthought do 3D, and there's just one scene where it's like, what's going on over there?
Yeah.
Right next to you.
Oh,
All right. So
but yeah, generally, if it's not done properly, it's too dim because they're going through more layers of glass to project it, and it's garbage. 3D.
what tends to happen to me is when I want to see a movie, sometimes the only ones I can get are 3D. It's like those are supposed to be the ones that sell out first, and with
But
my luck, it never is.
No, they aren't now. I think it's
Is it
gone by the
because of the
wayside.
money?
Yeah,
It's
because it costs
20
money.
bucks a ticket. Yeah.
Yeah.
And by the way, you're not getting the glasses back. Like, just so you know, those are going to be Dudley Boy glasses later on. You're not going to get them back ever.
I like how they make it seem like they're putting them in some special container to clean them. Oh no!
No,
Take them right out and hand them out again.
because like you're not getting them back. I paid more than enough.
It's like, no, we're gonna sanitize these and give them out. Here's your glasses with AIDS on it.
Yeah, no, I see
If you
fucking
work in
popcorn
theaters,
grease.
you know how it is.
I see popcorn grease on the fucking lens.
Yeah. Just a smear. Just
That's a fucking smear. Oh man. All right. So let's talk about the other before we get into the list. So we have our favorite villains. Which movie is the funniest?
Ragnarok.
Yep. Same. Agreed. And the other one I had was favorite side characters. Who is your all-time favorite side character?
Yondu.
Good.
It's a good one. I had Coulson though. Just
I did
for
too.
the whole.
You like the straight man?
Well, and the important role that he played for everybody else too.
Yeah.
What are his powers?
Pepper Potts calls him by his first name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sells him stuff from Goop.
Mike, what's yours?
I had Coulson as well. Yeah.
Wilson?
Yeah.
Man, Korg. He's like, I'm Korg.
Hey man.
That's me coming. I fucking lose it every time he's on the screen. He's so fucking funny to me. And that's the guy that directed Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah,
Playing
yeah.
that
Yeah.
Man, every time.
And also IG-11
And what?
from Mandalorian. He was IG-11.
Yeah, he's the voice. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Nice. When he's playing video games and Thor gets on the fucking, like, man, it's so fucking good. Like,
I do have a slight problem because I see the character and I hear the voice and the two don't go together. But
That's the
aside
joke.
from that, it's also great. Yeah.
that's the joke, as McBain would say.
Yeah.
That's the joke.
I know.
He's got his, and it's great that like how they met him, which we'll get into Thor Ragnarok. So definitely my favorites because he's.
Taika Waititi's another one I would label as a treasure.
Yeah.
Which one?
Taika Waititi.
Oh yeah.
He's an
So,
international treasure. He's up there with Dolly Parton.
Yeah. Did you hear Dolly Parton is the primary funder of the new vaccine?
She gave, I forgot how many million. She also rebuilt, whatchamacallit, her hometown when it burned
Yeah.
down.
I'm all for calling it the Dolly rather than calling it the Trump as
Dolly instead of Donnie. We should get shirts made.
Yeah. As a
Well,
kid,
you know that's why Dolly, the first cloned sheep, is called
For her?
Dolly.
for her.
Yeah, because it was Dolly, the first cloned sheep, was cloned from mammary tissue, and it was a bunch of Scottish scientists, so they named it.
Dirty
after-
sense of humor, yeah.
I'll tell you what. As a kid, when you wanted to reference big boobs, you go Dolly Parton. Like,
Yeah.
what? Like that was fucking Dolly Parton. That's what we said. Still around, still kicking, still big tits. Nothing but
Well, the classic is Dolly Parton wrote Jolene and I Will Always Love You in the Same Day. That's like Leonardo da Vinci painting the Sistine Chapel and writing Jolene in the same day.
Yeah, just
Did you read that somewhere? That joke?
Yes.
I thought so.
I went
sounds
to
like-
we went. That was one of our first big RV trips was to Dollywood.
Okay, that sounds like a blogger wrote that to be real snarky.
I don't know where I saw it at first, but I think it was on Facebook somewhere. But it struck a chord with me. I enjoyed it.
my mother
All right.
won a Dolly Parton picture disc for Great Balls of Fire off the radio, and I was just at an age where I was like,
I'm going to take this into the bathroom and fill up the sock with
not quite that
mayonnaise.
age, but you know.
You were just about to find porn in
Yeah.
the field.
You were going to jerk off and just pee to make it feel like you did something.
Your friend's like, it says 10 paces forward, 11 left, and then we will find a hustler.
Yeah.
Follow the fucking map, you guys. It's got cum on it. He must have found it. All right. MCU discussion continues. Number 7 ranked, Biran.
Captain America, the first Avenger.
Yeah. Mike, you said something in our side chat about how you liked it much better after watching it a second time.
Yes, I did.
Want to elaborate?
I watched it now with the knowledge of having seen all of this, and when I first saw it, again, like we discussed in the last episode about how it seems like it was the Cosmic Cube Tesseract was retconned to be, but knowing what I know now, it seemed like it was, they had a plan, even if it was an ill-thought plan, or possibly they changed it, but they made it work. Also, what's her name? Haley Atwell?
Haley Atwell, yeah.
Haley, yeah. Just gorgeous. That always helps. It was a better movie than I remember. Let's put it that way. And I like Toby Jones. Well, actually, let me rephrase it. I love Toby Jones. And I didn't quite remember the plot being as tight as it was, but it worked much better the second time.
I think it's the best pure origin movie.
Yeah, I would.
I remember liking it in the theater and loving it, watching it again.
It holds up to repeat viewing very well.
Yeah, it's great. Just the style of how they wanted it. They turned him into essentially a cartoon character to rally the troops, and then it went through. It covered a lot of ground, but never felt long ever in the movie to me. I just think it was handled well. The way they did that, and we mentioned that between recordings, we talked about sort of that storyline of what they used from the comics and how that turned into the Winter Soldier style of not having Bucky as a teenage Robin-esque sidekick, but as in, you brought a fucking hunk in. Okay, I see what we're doing. And then it was like roles reversal to get,
But I like with the roles reversed, there was no bitterness. Like I used to be the big man on campus, and now it's you.
Right.
And there was
they
there
were
was
actual friends, and
they loved each other.
They were friends first, and they were doing their thing. It was, want to go get some girls? Nah, I want to kind of. It kind of captured old timey 40s-ish look.
Yeah.
I will say, I like this Howard Stark better than the. I forgot the actor's name that played him throughout the rest. This one,
the guy from Mad Men, right?
Yes, Roger Sterling. Where was that, right? This one was Dominic Cooper, Preacher.
Yeah.
I thought I know he didn't do anything after that in the movies, but I had hoped that he would stick around, but I thought he played him great. He looks old timey. He
does.
Like you might go, hey, you'll never catch me, Flatfoot.
Right.
Yeah.
Like how Oscar Isaac looks like an old timey guy too. Like those guys look, because everybody was short when they
Classic
were
Hollywood, yeah.
Yeah, nobody was over 5'9" back then. It was just like he looked like an old timey guy, and
they wore business suits to go to baseball games.
Right, yeah.
This was
Tommy Lee Jones in this movie.
Oh, he's awesome, and Stanley Tucci.
I totally forgot he was in it. So
yeah, Stanley Tucci.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Stanley Tucci as Dr. Erskine was great. So it was
Tommy Lee Jones just playing Tommy Lee Jones basically.
Yeah.
Grumpy. He's still too skinny. This was Xtreme's number 1.
Oh, number 1, huh? Where was it for the rest of us before we get to why it was number 1 for him?
I had it at 10. You had it at 5. Yep, and Mike had it at.
I had it at 14.
Yeah,
and I would actually raise it after having seen it because I made the rankings before I watched things again.
Okay.
I kind of want to watch it right now.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun for me. Definitely in the rewatchable at any point in time category.
Yeah.
Why number 1 for you?
It's my number 1 because I loved it the first time I saw it, and every time since then. If of all the MCU movies, if you told me, hey, let's watch one MCU movie, I'm going to pick that one every time. I know it's not the correct choice, but I would have loved to have seen more from this movie and broken it apart into an origin story, a Howling Commando story, and then like an early Cap story.
I thought they nailed the Howling Commandos really well.
Yes.
Yeah, and I know I would love those 3 films as like 3 separate things, but I also know it's not the right way to do it. What they did was perfect. But I do still hope that maybe a Disney Plus Howling Commandos series.
I was about to say I'd like to see a Disney Plus series. Howling
And that seems like
Commando,
something that's realistic for a streaming series as far as scope.
that I think it's because then you could focus on other characters too.
And I like this movie so much. I think I was able to tolerate, forgive some of the Agent Carter stuff not being so good because I just wanted more of like that time capsule of the first Avenger.
I didn't watch Agent Carter. Is it good or no?
I mean, it was.
My wife liked it.
So it's not great, but I liked it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean it had a lot of stuff in it. Mike would have put it higher. Where would you put it, Mike, if you had to choose again? Top 5 or no?
No, but definitely somewhere in the 6 to 10.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it had a lot to it, and like I said, a lot to like about it. Shall we move on, Biran?
Yes, the next one is the original Iron Man.
Ooh, okay, original.
And we were all within 3 points of each other as far as ranking on this.
On Iron Man?
Yep.
Where did we have it?
I had it 5, Stream had it 6, you had it 6, JP, and Mike had it 8.
Okay, wow, that's closest outside of like the bottom.
Yeah.
Closest.
Yeah.
This was definitely the most. I think we all agree that it was awesome, but not the best. But I mean, 2008. Think about where we were as watching movies then. We didn't have a Marvel Cinematic Universe. We had, they're going to do an Iron Man movie. That's
like
cool.
That's weird.
Yeah. Well, weird, but also like we've had Spider-Man. We didn't have Captain America, but we had
we had a Hulk.
We had Hulk movie, right? Because there was
Ang Lee was before that.
Ang Lee's Hulk movie was a couple of years before, maybe.
Yeah.
So, and then Robert Downey Jr. I don't remember. Was everyone into him then, or was it?
No. Is that because after this is when he did like Sherlock Holmes and?
When was Tropic Thunder?
That was after this.
That was that. Okay, I thought that was before for some reason. So this was truly a comeback.
Yeah. He did some indie stuff, I think.
But he was still the guy that was drugged out and ended up.
But then he married a very strong lady from Schaumburg, class of 1991.
Yeah.
Sue Levin. Yes, she was our valedictorian.
I recently learned that Robert Downey Jr. made an album in the mid 2000s, like piano, like singing and piano, like. So stuff was going on. We didn't know. We just waited. We heard Iron Man. Seeing this one in the theater was a lot of fun because it was an origin story merged with, dare I say, current climate. I mean, with the whole idea of selling weapons and
them getting in the wrong hands. Yeah.
Oh my God! It hit everything. You found a way to take a comic character that a lot of people didn't know, and tell a story that could be real life. Because when he built, he built a suit out of garbage or whatever he said when he said that's impossible, and he built it out of scraps, and he builds that Iron Man suit.
Tony made this in a cave with nothing but rock and scraps.
Yeah.
Well, we're not Tony Stark.
Yeah, he's not. Yeah. It told a cool story. He was already like a famous, because at the beginning when he was riding with the soldiers, they were like taking selfies and stuff, right? In that one.
Yep. He goes, no gang signs. He's like, oh, sorry. No, that's okay.
Right.
Just kidding.
It was just like what a cool take on it all. And so I think that we didn't. Did you guys know? I don't remember if it was said what was to come after. We just thought it was an Iron Man movie, right?
Yeah, I didn't know it was going to kick off anything. I don't think anyone did.
I feel like we did know that there was a series of Marvel movies. We didn't know the MCU thing was going to be, but we knew there was Hulk, Iron Man, and then some.
So
I feel like
we knew Avengers, and post credits, Nick Fury. This was the one. This was the one everyone talked about. State of the End. Hey, state of the end. Tell everybody you know. State of the fucking end. Because Nick Fury tells them about the Avengers Initiative. So that told you we're going to see some stuff.
I also like that, like the whole secret identity. He's like, fuck that.
Yeah.
I'm Iron Man.
At the end, he said it, right?
Ah,
Yeah.
no, it was in the middle when he came back.
Oh, with like a press conference, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, the press
Well,
conference.
that just goes to show you, like, you got to see the sequence of him being the egomaniac and that
Mhm.
style of, no, I'm Iron Man.
Yep.
Oh, everyone's going nuts about it.
One of the things I remember most about this movie was the trailer coming out having Black Sabbath in it as he's like kicking down the door to come out of the cave. That was done so perfectly, and I'll never forget like that little sequence.
I agree. I
And
still
they kind of
talk
brought
about
it back with the first Avengers.
I still talk about that on the radio about the Iron Man, and that was like still a thing where introducing another generation to music, because they continued that theme with AC/DC, and then I remember Peter Parker's like, "Oh, I love Led Zeppelin." And they're playing Back in Black. It's so great. Like,
Well,
you
and Iron Man
every-
you'll see him like wearing like a Motorhead T-shirt and stuff.
Yeah, he's wearing a lot of rock shirts. This was done really. I never cared that much about Iron Man before, and I became a big fan after the movies.
Robert Downey Jr. sold me on this movie so much. Like, I was never a big Iron Man fan, but he was so good in this movie.
Yeah.
I don't know how you don't watch it and just have a good time.
So that's a good point. I mentioned in a whole week ago, remember that one, of Paul Rudd being Ant-Man. Would you say Robert Downey Jr. is the most no one else could play this role?
Yes.
Yeah.
I would agree.
I think he's the single most important part of the MCU.
Oh,
And it's crazy too, like the characters, and then like he is a real person. Like they're so, like their faults and the struggles that they had is like, it's just, he is Tony Stark. Like, I don't know how anyone else.
He's also just as interesting when he's not in the armor as when he is.
Yeah. Can't say anything bad about it. It's just
It made me not hate Gwyneth Paltrow.
I hate the fact that she's a talented actress because
Yep.
everything else about her is garbage. But when I watch this, I'm going, damn, she's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to not like her.
I do want to not like her. Yes.
Yeah, I think they did well with her too throughout. Giving her a bone later on too.
Yeah.
Well, and that's in the comic. Rescue was a thing.
Yeah.
They didn't call her that though, did they?
No, they didn't. I don't think they ever called it by name in the movie that she's rescued. But it's actually, I think it is on the armor as that though. Like,
Oh, okay. I didn't even notice.
because I have the rescue armor action figure back there.
Yeah, you don't need to prove it. I believe you.
You can see it on his Instagram page. So
Yeah.
Yeah, Biran, you want to plug Rush Nachos?
Yeah. Is that what mine is? I always forget. Yeah. At Rush Nachos.
Yeah.
Or
At the end.
Katie
Yeah.
always tells me about it.
Oh.
So.
I'm gonna blow the joke, but we got to do a cutscene at the end of this.
stay past the credits, everyone.
Where like Xtreme quits the show or something, like something huge.
Samuel L. Jackson walks in.
You buy a 6 foot tall action figure of Samuel L. Jackson. All right, so Iron Man, we all loved it. Next movie.
Next one is we go from the first movie to, well, not really the last, but sort of the last, Avengers Endgame.
Endgame. Where did we all rank that one?
I had it number 2. Xtreme had it number 7. You also had it number 7, and number 9 for Mike. So
Yeah.
pretty consistent scores. Got it up there.
I would have loved to put this higher than 7 because it's so great. But it is the closing of the book on that chapter. So can a movie that's sole purpose to tie everything together really be the best? I don't think you can call it the best.
They had to have a lot happen.
I just don't think anyone can say this is the best one. Even though people walked out of that theater, I know people are like, oh my God, best fucking one ever.
Yep.
Everyone said that, but there's no way. There's no way. It's fucking.
That's why it's good
3 hours.
we're ranking these far removed from when they all came out.
Yeah. It's 3 hours long. It's tying a bunch of things together. There's a lot of shit in there, and there's a lot of awesome in there. Don't get me wrong, but that's what it is. It's tying everything up from every little Easter egg, every little thing. Doctor Strange said that and this, and now it's this. It's tying every little thing up. That's what this movie is.
And again, even though it was so many characters, a lot of characters still had their moment. You know?
Yeah, but to me, a lot of them, and we're going to get to Infinity War, a lot of them had better moments there.
Yeah.
And they,
Oh yeah, for sure.
like when they brought I like Thanos' crew. I like Black Order. I enjoy those characters, and so they did more in Infinity War than they did in Endgame. It's cool to see them on little, essentially his like lieutenants on missions.
I liked Captain Marvel more in this than I did in Captain Marvel.
But she saves the day. So everyone had a part though. One cool thing was, if you look at it, the way they did the end of that, not everyone, but many characters participated. Like throwing the gauntlet to the next. It was like a relay race. Mm-hmm. We're all doing a little something. Who's going to get that final blow? And everyone kind of had a thing. From Thor to Spider-Man to Captain Marvel, everyone did a big thing at the end. I thought that was pretty cool. We learned Steve Rogers is worthy in that movie, I believe.
Which they hinted at in
they hinted at when they were drinking and just kind of
he big it and it shifted a little bit.
Yeah.
And Thor went.
Yeah.
That's why I was kind of bummed that Vision could wield the hammer. Like it's like he's a robot. Vision was able to pick up the hammer.
But you're saying he doesn't count though.
Yeah.
He's not a person.
But that's the scene where Thanos gets hit by the hammer, and then Thor goes, "I knew it."
Yeah, that was great. A lot of great moments in that. So many things I even wanted to mention. Like just it
showed how dumb Bruce Banner is, which I would buy because like he seemed super competent and smart in the first Avengers, and Hulk seemed the most powerful in the first Avengers.
He was Professor Hulk at the beginning of this one, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's Professor Hulk. Now, if they explain, like, he had to get a little less smart and a little less strong to merge the two. But that's clearly what happened, because he couldn't figure out the fucking time tunnel shit. And Hulk was not that badass.
He was enjoying being a celebrity, though. He
was. Yeah. Big giant little
Hulk. Because you have 2 movies in a row where Hulk is funny.
Yeah.
You didn't have that before. Hulk is funny in 2 movies in a row. 3, really.
But the other thing, the scene where Ant-Man emerges out of the wreckage with War Machine as the Iron Patriot armor, basically, and Hulk in his hand. Where did War Machine find the time to get into his new armor? He was almost dead in the water, was coming up, him and Rocket. But then he emerges in
that armor, like Tony Stark's armor. Or
it fly to him.
He doesn't have enough time to have it just morph to him like Tony does.
Well, then why didn't he do it while he was about to die of drowning? But it also, that scene is going to cost me $600.
In toys?
Yes, because I bought this Rocket, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I put pre-order in for the Avengers Endgame Iron Patriot armor, and that's $400.
Oh, Jesus.
Just so I could stage it.
Based on the price, because you actually wear it?
No, but it's the die-cast ones are always more expensive because they're heavy as hell.
Man, things have come a long way.
Yeah.
At what point will you be able to fuck those action figures, though?
I mean, I'm small enough where I can now.
Yeah.
Figured.
So, I think all of our rankings for this movie show that it was a great movie, but I think you also have to step back and judge it as a film. And it's so dependent on the rest of the series that it can't. Like, I think you mentioned it in the last episode. Like, you have to see 4 or 5 movies at least before you see this.
Yes.
Or, like my number.
Yeah, you can't go on this one. Why was this the one that everybody had?
That could be the one movie you watch and it's standalone.
Unlike other things like the Star Wars franchise and other franchises, like TV series that end poorly because they never thought of the end, this one ended great. It tied up so many loose ends.
It did great. There's a lot of stuff you can for people that wanted to know more, they could, read comics as well, but they could also look stuff up and be like, oh, so this is what happened to Captain America. Oh, he did this. Okay. Oh, so that gauntlet was Iron Man's gauntlet. That's why he was able to, even if you didn't
it was the nanotech gauntlet, and they established that his armor is nano things that converge around him.
There was, it's almost like a school assignment that was fun because you can keep learning more about stuff later on if you wanted to. If you didn't get everything on first viewing, you can keep checking it out. And you keep wondering, is it Falcon? Is it Winter Soldier? Who's good? And you start, it just brings up a lot of fun conversations afterwards.
And that topic that you're talking about there kind of reminds me of Game of Thrones too. Like that was always the big fun thing with Game of Thrones. You could dig into it more, and you could find out and come up with theories and do all this stuff.
And then they fucked it.
You can come up with anything, things later on that tie together. The other one I wanted to bring, I don't remember if this was in the actual movie or if this was an extra scene, because I watched it with this, but at the funeral was Gamora not funeral, sorry. They had the funeral. Before that, when Iron Man dies, spoiler, everyone takes a knee in this cut scene they left out of it. Everyone goes down to take a knee. And then Gamora just goes and just like walks away. And everyone's like, what? Yeah, because she was from the past. She had no relationship with any of those people. And they left that out.
Yeah, Gamora had no experience, yes.
Yeah, they left it out. I kind of wish they left it in. It was kind of long because it was like someone doing a slow clap in a movie because everyone kneeled at a different time. And it's
like the scene in Return of the King where they should have ended the movie when Aragorn goes, "You bow to no man," and then everyone bowed. That's where that movie should have ended.
I thought that movie felt like it was going to end four different times to me. It never did.
Because I was thinking not Gamora, Nebula. She has a special relationship with Iron Man, like how she kind of took care of him when they were both about to die.
But it was cool. It would have been cool to leave that in because it would remind the audience that she's not from current time.
Right. I do love the Nebula scene. Is like it was him or a tree.
Right. So it had a lot of cool elements to it. Like I said, it tied everything up.
I think Gamora came into her own as a great character in Endgame.
I mean, she was great because obviously, we didn't know what was going to happen with her because we watched what happened in Infinity War to her. We didn't know. It was just awesome on every level. What's next?
Oh, also the setup for Asgardians of the Galaxy. I'm looking forward to how they're going to do that. Are they going to do that in Thor, or are they going to do it in Guardians of the Galaxy 2? I assume they're.
I'm guessing it'll be Guardians 3. They do it.
Yeah, they're going to do 3. Yeah,
because he's jumping into that world.
Why don't you fight for it? He's like, no.
Yeah, I love anything with like whenever
the Chris's together, all the Chris's together.
Well, but also just anytime you like when someone sizes up someone and they're on the same side, because when you read comics, we always have those debates of who would win, and they didn't do it that much in the movies because you don't want to ever make somebody appear weak.
Mm-hmm.
But when they did it, it was fun.
Like Thor fighting a no longer part of Ego the Living Planet, normal ass Star-Lord.
Right.
Get his ass kicked.
He's like, yeah, you're in charge. We all know who's in charge.
Of course. There's going to be so much erotic /fic about those two. The next one, Captain America and the Winter Soldier.
Okay.
Look at Mike shaking his head.
I'm the outlier here again.
This was my number one.
Is this 3 or 4?
This is 4.
4. Your number one. My number one.
Yep. Extreme's
2?
8 and
8. Wow.
Yeah. Okay. Mike's 15th.
Wow. I'm surprised on the Extreme 8th more than the Mike 15th.
I think it was it's not my favorite movie, but I think it's the best made movie.
Let's talk about rewatchable. It's another one. It had all the elements I wanted to see in it. You have the Hydra stuff that you actually get to see that you always read about in comics. Who's in, who's not in, who can you trust? All those moments you have. That was the Gary Shanley one, right?
He was in it as well, yes.
Yeah.
That was
Hydra.
Was that your Gary Shanley?
That was my Gary Shanley.
How's my hair?
He reminds me of Pat from SNL.
Yeah, well, you did the Pat voice. Yeah,
my Shanley and Pat are the same.
It was just great. I mean, you have all kinds of cool stuff with Nick Fury in there. Just everybody I like had cool shit in that movie.
It is also another one where I realized that Scarlett Johansson is my dream girl.
I mean, the only movie version I owned.
For the movie that isn't out yet.
I don't even know what these things do, but I got them. I like them. I know what those do. I don't know what these hooks do. Mike, why was it in the middle for you of all these movies? Or worse?
Because I hate the
bottom
character.
half.
He hates America.
Do you? Okay, Mike. So as an old timey comic guy, were you not happy with how they redid Bucky?
There was the old joke in the Marvel universe, only two characters stayed dead, Bucky and Uncle Ben. And then they brought Bucky back.
They brought him back also in the 50s was as somebody else though. Didn't they? Like there was other comics I think with Bucky. Was he Jack Monroe? Like older, like I thought there was another, because they had another Captain America when he was still frozen. I thought there was another Bucky as well that they had. Like I never read. They're all like our.
I don't know what you're talking about. Okay,
because he wasn't dead. As far as I wasn't as big of a shocker. I was happy when I knew. Oh shit, bring him back. You know, it was a cool way to make that character fun.
His new arm is vibranium, right?
Yeah,
it was given to him by Black Panther. They don't make that clear.
Yeah.
I would think that would make him much more powerful too.
Yeah.
You got that.
The thing about vibranium is it's immune to impacts, right?
Yeah.
Versus any impact. That's why even Thor's hammer just didn't do shit.
Yeah, I mean, you can use it as a weapon or as a shield. So that's why he was, did well with that.
I just thought it was a good, like, global conspiracy spy caper.
Yeah, it clearly it filled that niche, but I just don't care about those characters. I think Winter Soldier is horrible.
I think you nailed why it's not higher on my list when you say it's a spy caper, because I just don't like spy movies in general.
But you like it more than Mike because you love America.
Because I love Steve Rogers and Captain America.
Oh, Chris Evans is so good.
But
I love the callback to that when they travel back in time and he has the staff and he goes, "Hail Hydra."
Yeah, they
yeah.
Was that an Endgame or was that in Infinity War?
It was an Endgame because they were doing that was a heist movie. The first half of Endgame was a heist movie.
It was a time travel and a heist movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great to see him in there. It was like that same scene, and it was that was a fun one too because it also reminded me of like the I think it was when Captain America had was him as a Hydra agent. It was like Secret Empire.
Yeah, Secret. Yeah, where they made him into Hydra. People got really mad because
everyone
messed
hated
with
that.
Cap America's patriotism.
I thought it was cool, even though everyone hated it. I really liked that one. I think it was. So that was a cool, like, a multi-level callback that I enjoyed.
Mm-hmm. Where do you guys stand on Falcon and the Winter Soldier, with Falcon being the next Captain America?
I don't know if it's decided yet.
Well, he gave Falcon the shield.
He gave Falcon the shield.
I know, but the show hasn't.
But here's the thing: both with him and Falcon has no superpowers.
Who wasn't there? Didn't the government create their own Captain America later on?
U.S. agent. U.S. agent.
Or U.S. agent, I mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
I read something that said he's going to be in this, but not a main character.
I have to, and they've casted it. Yeah, he's going to be in it as a bad guy.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
I think he's going to be, the evil government conspiracy.
Yeah, because U.S. agent was a little extreme, and
because there was no real moral, like it wasn't a.
It was basically, imagine when from the first Captain America, he recruited Steve because he was pure of heart, whereas Tommy Lee Jones wanted the big, beefy, strong guy.
Everything else you could teach or train, but you can't, Yeah, so we'll have to see.
And the first U.S. agent came out Reagan era.
Yeah.
That time, so that was.
Was he in the West Coast Avengers? Or regular?
Yeah, because he had the black, red, and.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know how they're going to tie that in to the show. It'll be cool though.
I am looking forward because I think those two will play off each other well. When there was a scene, I think in Civil War, they're in the car together and Bucky's in the back seat and he goes to Falcon, "Can you move your seat up a little?" No. He's like such a dick to him. But as Bucky, I'd be like, "Dude, I've known you since you were a little scrawny kid. Why didn't you give me the shield?" Because at least Bucky has sort of the superhero serum a little bit, and he has the Wakanda arm.
So yeah, because Bucky's was not the same level of serum, but he kept getting put back into frozen every like
Yeah.
they kept putting him under.
But he had, you know, superhuman reflexes and, you know.
Yeah, more than Falcon.
Yeah.
So
But Falcon's been Captain America as well, I think, in the comics too. So it's not unprecedented, but if they're going to give him a
continuing the Winter Soldier storyline, then it would be Bucky that is.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm looking forward to
it. Next movie?
Avengers Infinity War.
Are we on 2 or 3?
This is 3.
Yeah.
3. I had it at 2. Where'd you have it, Biran?
I had it at 7. Xtreme had it at 9, and Mike had it at 6.
Oh wow! So I'm carrying this one.
Yep.
That battle was fucking awesome. It was just the
Wakanda battle.
Yeah. Without them, you got nobody. But I mean, you needed their help. It was just like it had everything in a movie you could want, because it had that nonstop action, continuing the storylines, and dare I say, could this be this universe's Empire Strikes Back, the way it ended?
Yeah.
So that's, I mean, ending on a bad note. I want to end. There was people crying in the fucking movie theater I was in.
Pussies.
Like, I wasn't. I was smiling, but like, oh no, like, oh my god, like, how the fuck do you have a better ending than that?
Yes, I'm like, you know, there's another one coming in a year, right? I thought it was the end.
They had to have known.
They're coming back.
I actually thought, wasn't it going to be Infinity War Part 1 and Part 2? And then they changed it to, I thought it was going to be like, they were going to call it that.
Well, they hid the name of it for a long time, and they denied it was. Thinking, people theorized Endgame because that's what Doctor Strange said.
Oh, he said this, with the time. He said this is the Endgame. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. So it ended like that. It ended everyone, how it did. You got to see Thanos in all of his glory. You got to see his sidekicks kick ass. I just thought it was great all around.
But then Thor coming in after sitting in front of a sun blasting him.
Yeah.
And how Thor could have stopped it. He could have killed Thanos.
Yeah.
Aim for the head, that whole thing.
He was at his height of power there.
Yep.
He could have. And then because that was also the Doctor Strange cliffhanger about why did you give him the Time Stone?
Because Doctor Strange knew is more important for Tony Stark to survive, because without him, they don't win.
You need it. Like, he was on, like, I love that moment of when someone's on a different level than everybody else, because nobody knew why he did that.
Yeah.
And so it just set up Endgame perfectly. I thought it was great all around.
And it helped a little bit because he knew the only way to win is for Tony to sacrifice himself, and he didn't like Tony. So he's like, hey, you're going to die anyway. I don't like you.
Like, I'm the weird goatee guy.
Yes.
There's only room for one of them. Anyone else want to add anything about this one?
It was, again, like you said, that I thought the battle scene at the end was far better than the battle scene at the end of Endgame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the
Endgame was kind of like, and if you were to relate it to our show, which is a tabletop gaming episode, Endgame are where all the characters get to do stuff, and then the armies don't do anything. Whereas Infinity War is like Kings of War, where no, that guy's just there to buff these guys.
It's a rank and flank game.
Yeah, that Infinity War was a battle.
But what I like, both these movies made me think, like, who could defeat Thanos on their own? And I came up with Thor with the new weapon.
Yeah, with Stonebreaker. Right?
Stormbreaker.
Yeah,
and Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, Scarlet Witch for sure.
Those are the only two I think that could defeat him. And probably Captain Marvel.
Yeah. Because Captain Marvel showed it in Endgame. They needed her.
Yeah.
They made it. They hammered that one home with the pager and all that stuff. Like, we need her.
Yeah. Well, and she stopped the bombardment because she was able to take out the ship, but she wasn't strong enough to stop Thanos. Like, she was trying, and he just took this gem and just punched her right in the face. That was awesome. But Scarlet Witch, lady, I don't even know you. And then she goes, you will. And she almost ripped them apart. She's
really good. I'm glad to see WandaVision.
One of the Olsens still doing stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who knew that there was more talent beyond the wonders of Mary-Kate and Ashley? Who knew? Uncle Jesse. Like, who knew? I think the show will be kind of fun. WandaVision, the trailer looked interesting.
January, I think.
Really.
And I think she's going to be a big part in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah.
Because they never really hint that she's a magic user, but she kind of is in the comics.
Her powers are whatever writer wants her to do. So
she can do anything basically. Because she killed all the mutants.
Yeah, she killed all the mutants by just saying no more mutants.
Yeah, from Avengers to X-Men as well.
Yeah.
She gets her powers from the reality gem, right? In the MCU.
In the MCU, she's a mutant.
Not in the MCU, she wasn't. Not in the movie, she's not.
No.
Okay. She gets it from the reality gem.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah.
She couldn't be a mutant because mutant would be under Fox's.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
now she could. They could retcon it. I don't think they will because she's daughter of Magneto.
Right.
Not anymore. They retcon that too.
In the comics, did they?
Yeah.
Is Quicksilver still a son?
No.
I know that Scarlet Witch's son Wiccan is gay.
Wiccan?
Yeah, she has a son named Wiccan who's a magic user.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
And he's married to Hulkling.
Is that a new?
Yeah.
Hulkling? He's a gay Hulk.
A
We call him Gulk. Yeah.
Gulk.
Yeah.
He's like Hulk, but still smart and stuff.
So if we ever get a Biran Hulk, is it Bulk?
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
With a giant head, like a MODOK head.
I'd have a MODOK head on a Hulk body with a hairy back like Wolverine.
MODOK head on a pre-serum Steve Rogers body.
MODOK, if they had balls, they'd bring MODOK in. It's time to bring MODOK in.
I think he's going to be in the Phase 4. I think that's the plan because they need new bad guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they had like those 4 weird Hulu shows that they ended up canceling, but wasn't one of them a MODOK?
No.
It was like MODOK, Howard the Duck, and Kevin Smith.
Oh, I think you might be right. Yeah, because Disney owns Hulu or a controlling stake in Hulu, right?
Well, they ended up canceling those series, but they had
I remember
that they were putting on Hulu.
Do you think everything's just going to be on Disney Plus now, though?
Yeah.
Because
I think if Wonder Woman 1984 does well on HBO Max, Disney's going to put Black Widow on Disney Plus. Because they tried with Mulan with that premium release, but the problem is Mulan is a garbage movie apparently.
Oh, you mean not put it on Disney Plus? You mean sell it on Disney Plus?
Yes, they'll try the $30 price.
Not put it on there for. Wait, Wonder Woman is a pay or is going to be part of HBO Max?
Part of HBO Max.
Yeah, it's free.
Oh, okay.
Problem is HBO Max is way more expensive than Disney Plus. It's like $15 a month.
But if you already have HBO, you get it for free.
Do you? You have to have a certain level of cable. No, is it?
Katie just worked that out like 2 days ago. So
I've had with my deal through work, I have free HBO, which means I have free HBO Max. So.
Yeah,
we'll be signing up in
December because we have Roku. So
we'll be signing up in December just for one. And there's a lot of good stuff on HBO Max.
Oh yeah.
Might be if Wonder Woman 1984 does well for them, you'll see more Disney movement, and I think you might see Dune appear on HBO Max because that got bumped.
Yeah, missing out on theaters, man. It changes fucking everything.
I love it. As someone who's on diabetes meds and pees all the time, I love it.
I wish, like when you go to a theater, if I'm forced to wear 3D glasses, I should have my own version of the movie that I could pause.
Yeah.
Like I'll sit down on this thing, but what I watch is different. So you're gonna laugh. I'm like, oh shit, something funny's gonna happen 5 minutes after I pee. I'll get to it. It's gotta hit play on the glasses. Just the thought. Maybe I'll Kickstarter it.
Well, if you're gonna do that, you're just gonna do it at home.
Don't ruin the dream, Mike. No, man. Isn't everything better at home now?
Contactless delivery of food. I'm no longer have to have that awkward conversation at the door.
The guy drops off our Chinese food. It's in a nice little bag. It's got extra fortune cookies. I don't have to deal with anything. It's fucking great.
Yeah. The tip's already included. I don't have that awkward of I'm giving you this much, but you can still see green in my billfold.
Right.
Or I'm like,
I've already given you.
I got 2 20s and I want to give you a good tip, but not that good a tip.
Right. The funny thing is, I notice we're a little further out than where a lot of other people that get deliveries are. So we're usually not the first. I'd like to think that if I tip more, they'd make me go first. I know it's not true,
No.
but I still try. I still like, you know what? Hit my house first. I gave you 25%. Come on. It's not going to happen.
No.
They're not.
As a former delivery guy, no.
Okay. Next.
Next, the penultimate Marvel movie,
It's a good word.
Thor Ragnarok.
Oh, really?
Thor Ragnarok. I have it at 3.
Yes, you have it at 3. Mike has it at number 1. I have it at 6, and Xtreme has it at 4.
4. That's a little all over the place.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 1, 2, and 3 were going back and forth as each person put a new one in. It would switch, whereas the Thor: The Dark World stayed last throughout the entire time.
For the 2 lower scores, dare I say too funny?
I don't like you don't tell me and Mark Ruffalo. I didn't care for Valkyrie that much either.
Was 4 a low score?
No, I was at 6.
You were, yeah.
Low compared to Mike's 1 and my 3.
Yeah. I didn't like, but even I actually thought this was the least annoying Mark Ruffalo. I like when it was even in the trailer where it's like, we fought. Oh, really? Who won? And Thor goes, I did, easily. And he goes, that doesn't sound right.
He was Hulk more than he was Banner, right?
Yeah.
So that probably helps for you.
Yes, it does.
Had a lot of fun stuff. I mean, you know, from my favorite side character.
Jeff Goldblum? Oh, no.
Yeah, Cord.
Cord, yep.
He's like, I'm Cord. That's me. It just was awesome. I mean, like, I don't even know what else to say about it. It's just great.
Judge Dredd was in it.
Judge Dredd was awesome in it. Billy Butcher.
Bones.
He was the new Heimdall, right?
No, he filled the role. Yes.
Yeah.
The job. Yeah.
This is my stuff.
Yeah.
Why was it
great in there?
so powerful against those creatures? Because you notice when he turned, was it Scourge? Is that his name?
Scourge.
Yeah.
Scourge. He was using the dual M16s and they were fucking mowing them down. It's like, wow, they're in trouble if they invade America. Because every other house someone has one.
Yeah, it added a little realism to some stuff, but he was awesome in there. I'm actually like, I think it's cool that someone like Carl Urban, who has so much nerd cred, is not playing a main character. Like, that's cool to me that you played that guy. You could have played anybody you wanted, I'm sure.
Did you know that Carl Urban also dated Starbuck from Battlestar Galactica?
Really?
Lots
of nerd cred. And yeah, I think Starbuck's hot, but Carl Urban is hotter than Starbuck.
Oh, yeah.
Carl Urban is a lot of fanboys' man crush.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Hello was great, yes. I was sad that she just straight up killed some of the, like all the Warriors 3 or some of them.
All the Warriors 3 died, yep.
So only a handful got off of Asgard, right? On the ship.
Yeah.
And then Thanos killed half of them. There aren't very many Asgardians left.
No, there are not.
Because they built New Asgard.
Yeah, it's a village in Norway.
Yeah, and they had a king and everything. It was awesome. I wish I lived there.
So am I the only one that didn't like Valkyrie? I thought she was kind of weak.
I thought she was cool, and I thought her interaction with Hulk was really cool.
I liked her and Hulk as kind of a playful, friendly thing.
Yeah, like I think I know you later on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think she was done well. Having her as like the last Valkyrie added some myth and some lore to her as well, which was pretty cool.
Do you think she fucked Hulk?
As Hulk?
Yes.
I mean, wouldn't he just fucking split her in half?
Well, Valkyries are very durable.
Yeah, she's Asgardian.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how big is his Hulk dick?
What if that's the only thing that doesn't get any bigger, so it looks super tiny in comparison?
Well, then why would you ever want to be Hulk?
That's why he's angry all the time.
His balls get bigger.
Jeff Goldblum. Do you think Jeff Goldblum knew he was even in a movie, or did he just go, "Hey Jeff, just Be you.
That was a home movie of Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, that was.
He's just, man, could you get a weird, like, he's so perfectly weird.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, he's just, so Goldblum's in there as the collector, or not the collector.
The Grand Master.
The Grandmaster.
Benicio del Toro was awesome as the collector, though.
Yeah.
He's another weirdo. Not Goldblum level weirdo, though.
No.
Grandmaster, he was great. You get
Jack
fighting
Kirby's cosmic guys behind him at the tournament. It looked like the Jack Kirby.
Oh yeah.
Guys just hanging out.
Yeah, that was
There's a lot of cool. I liked having like a lot of just cool stuff in, because you have a gladiator style fighting, but you have a lot of cool little like Easter egg type things and stuff in there for everybody. It was you had a lot of just everyone, how they interact with people, how Thor thinks he should be on this kind of junk planet, fighting this. Just all these just fun characters in weird settings. You know what I mean?
It was a throwback to the first Thor, actually, when he's on Earth, and how dare you, and get your hands off me, and then Kat Denning hit him with the taser, and he went, whoa, and he fell over. The same thing happened on he landed on the junk planet with an electrified net.
No Meow Meow references, though.
No, Kat Denning was not in this.
Good. I'll take the other bro girl. No, I don't. I don't even watch the show. I don't even watch the show, you guys. Why do I know that the fucking cook is kind of a slime ball? Why do I know that? I don't even watch the fucking show.
I love when Bruce Banner jumps out of the plane and lands on the bridge. It's just a thump, and the dog kind of sniffs him and ignores him, and then grabs him by the tail.
Yeah, it was just his Thor's reaction to seeing Hulk for the first time.
Yes,
like
we work together.
He's my friend from work. It just was great. I mean, I remember in the theater when the movie starts off, he's hanging down. Remember that?
Yeah.
And
Sardo.
Sarlo? What?
Yeah, it was Sarlo.
No. Sarlo Numbspa. I remember thinking, like, are we going to be jokes the whole time? But then I was totally fine with it, like 20 minutes in.
I was laughing in tears probably in the theater in this.
Yeah. It was great. Like, I was thinking to myself, like, is it too funny? I'm like, fuck no, it's not. It's fine. It's great. These Marvel movies are funny. It's okay to laugh.
I like when Hulk's like, a big fiery monster. No, don't smash. Cor goes, it has good foundation. You can rebuild. Oh, well, no, not now. You can't.
Just a very like, not just funny, but like comedic timing for him too. He's always funny the way he talks. But now it's like, timing funny. So Asgard's destroyed. Thor becomes king of the Asgardians after Odin seemingly dies. Thanos accepts Asgardian refugee ship in the post-credit scene. That's a great scene too, setting things up later on. Thinking, hey, we're okay. They got away. No.
Although the intro to Infinity War where Thanos just backhands Hulk, that was their thing. Like the Hulk from the first Avengers would put up a better fight against Thanos.
At that time, Thanos, or Thanos full power?
He wasn't full power in that.
No, I know. At that time, though, it would make more sense because he, is not a god.
Right. He's just a Titan, a mad Titan.
He's the mad Titan from Titan. Oh, go figure. Loki becomes a good guy in this movie for the first time.
He's dabbled a little bit.
He dabbled.
I mean, he killed hundreds of people, but
yeah, Mike, you keep saying, why do you keep trying to save Winter Soldier? Why do we keep trying to save Loki?
Gods have different rules.
There you go. That's all you have to say.
Yeah.
Because
Loki's
we like
more entertaining.
Because he's the god of mischief?
So you have like Thor and Loki and those folks. Is every Asgardian on that level of power, or at least close to it?
No.
Or they're just normal ass Asgardians?
No, they're like the royal family, right?
Right.
Yeah.
That's why I don't think regular Asgardians, they're probably no more powerful than
no, they're more powerful than humans, but they don't have that level of power.
Right.
Do they have regular Asgardians have magic of any kind?
I think they're immortal though, or very long lived, right?
Yeah, they're very long lived. Yeah.
Okay. But they're not. They don't have like powers.
No, I mean they've dabbled with that. There's different power levels when they had New Asgardia in the Marvel comics, but
Because it was it in like New Mexico or something?
Buxton, Oklahoma,
And was it just like hovering? So technically
hovering
wasn't on the
over this
land?
city.
Yeah. One of the best lines I think from Thor Ragnarok is like, "Are you the god of hammers or are you the god of thunder?"
Yeah.
That scene where he gets powered up without his hammer was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And then
Although they played
Immigrant Son.
Immigrant Song twice.
Oh,
To completion twice in that movie, and it was like, come on.
Listen, Mike,
Great song.
As a classic rock person, you got to understand how much it costs to get the rights to that song. You got to fucking wear it along. It was also
but even CSI, all its spin-offs, it was always a different Who song.
That's Zeppelin. But in School of Rock, they reference how expensive it is to get that song. We're just going to sing it because we couldn't get it. So use that song twice if you got it. So, but yeah, good point though. That's another one though. I talk about on the radio about how, like, when someone hears that song in their dad's car, it's like, oh, that's Thor's song.
You're like, okay.
Jimmy Page's first. Thank you. But Biran, do we have top slot is left?
Top slot. And if you've been paying attention, you will know the number one MCU movie, according to Zlurpcast and anyone with a brain, is Guardians of the Galaxy.
I have it at 4. And I wanted it at 1.
I had it at 3. Xtreme had it at 2. You had it at 4, and Mike had it at 2.
Yep.
Wow, so it's the top spot, but didn't have any number 1s.
Nope.
That's really interesting.
Yes.
Before I submitted my list, it was at number 1. I wanted it to be number 1 so bad. It just wasn't there. I can't say anything bad about it, and I have no reason why it's not number 1.
Yeah.
I mean, it is. It's our number 1, so that's good.
What was your number 1?
Winter Soldier.
Yeah, both me and JP agreed on that.
Yeah, you're wrong.
Yeah.
It should be your number 1.
Well,
It's quite important that it's 4 of us, because the way I did the rankings is the number 1, your number 1 was worth 23 points, and your last one's worth 1, and then I just averaged it.
Yeah. So, dare I say, the show corrected any of our individual opinions.
Yes.
We all thought differently, and we were all of our wrongs were righted.
We all disagreed, and we compromised. And a good compromise, no one's happy.
Yeah.
But this is not a good compromise because everybody's happy.
Yeah, I have no problem with this being number 1.
Yeah, I have no problem.
Not a good compromise, which means we all win. We're all happy. It usually never happens. It wasn't planned. Basically, this is fate's way of telling us that we should have all put this at number 1.
Yes.
Is that jacket like leathery?
Yes.
Or is it molded?
It's leathery. It's a real clip.
That's cool.
Got a real zipper. You can take it off.
Mike, what happens every time an action figure goes on the screen? Like, what goes through your mind? Like, what the fuck am I doing here?
Look, and he's running on Doctor Strange's conjured discs.
You're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Is that Rocket to scale?
Yes.
I think he should be shorter.
Yeah, it should be smaller. I don't know.
Well, he's also got his legs splayed out, so if I go full length.
Do you have the Trash Panda variant?
This is the first of 3 raccoons. They released this one, Guardians of the Galaxy 2, and Endgame.
Are they all like different outfits throughout?
Different outfits, different guns.
Different guns.
Do they have the one in the prison uniforms for everybody?
No.
Okay. It's too bad. Maybe that's the next one.
And this is the Infinity War Star-Lord. And he comes with a Chris Pratt head as well.
How great is Rocket? First off, everything Rocket says is funny.
Yes.
And his affinity for always trying to get like body parts and shit. That's awesome.
Like, I didn't need that.
Yeah.
Hey, I got his eye, man. I love that. Anyone else have anything to add about Guard besides it being the rightful spot Anything to add about why it's not a perfect movie?
The scene that always gets me is when Groot sacrifices himself, so to speak, and Rocket's sitting there dejected, and Drax is petting his head.
Yeah. That's the
What
weird.
happened?
Yeah.
Rodin was great.
What happens? Do you cry at that moment?
If I have a few beers, me, yes.
Have a couple of pops?
Not Rudy level crying though.
This
You mean, like,
movie,
Wait, which Rudy? The current one with the leakage?
No,
Oh, the other
James
Rudy.
not the outward facing booger rap. No, Rudy
The
from
sports
Notre Dame.
movie.
Yeah.
The sports movie. Okay.
Yeah.
Extreme, what are you saying?
this movie was one of my all-time favorite going to a theater memories, because I'm not really a fan of the cosmic side of Marvel stuff, and I wasn't really interested in this movie when it came out. But my wife was like, "Hey, let's go see Guardians." I was like, okay, sure. But I just didn't care. I thought it was going to be horrible, and then left in like the greatest mood ever because that was so awesome. It was so funny.
It was
and
the
I
first
just
one
loved
to
it.
bring a lot of comedy rather than just the occasional Tony
So
Stark.
let me ask you, for significant others that watch the Marvel movies, is this their favorite too?
It's up there.
I think Heather's like a lot. When we play Crisis Protocol, she plays Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yep, I'd say it's probably in Vanessa's top 3 for sure, just because of the soundtrack.
Yeah. I would say it's probably Katie's number 2 with Thor Ragnarok being number
Yeah.
1.
Yeah, Thor,
They're in the same vein. You don't get Thor Ragnarok without Guardians of the Galaxy. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
Thor. It's
That Guardians of the Galaxy is still one, like, they're not going to make a Guardians of the Galaxy movie. No way. Oh my God, it's amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was surprised. But they already set the stage. That came out in 2014.
14. Yeah.
So you had 6 years of getting people used to trust us. You don't know these characters, but we do.
Mhm.
Because, Iron Man told a lot of people what to expect. When
How
you don't-
about a great role for Dr. Steve Brule
Steve Brule?
from Tim and Eric?
Oh, he was, yeah, that's right. He was like one of the cops,
Cops,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I totally forgot he was
But he wants you to know that he's not totally 100% a dick.
Yeah, is he a dick? Oh, let's talk about that real quick since we covered our movies. So swearing in the Marvel Universe, as I rewatched them, you can say dick, you can say asshole, you can say shit. I believe I heard a son of a bitch, but not bitch.
That might be in a Disney Marvel style book somewhere where you can't go say certain things. Because I think you could even say the F word in PG-13 if you only do it a couple times. Once?
No, it's once, and it can't be used to describe it can't be used as a verb.
Okay, as an act.
Yeah,
You can't say we're gonna fuck. You can say this guy's a dumb fuck.
Yeah.
But they're not going to do that in a Marvel movie.
Disney
No,
Marvel
no,
are even more strict.
But I was a little surprised. I mean, I don't know about you guys. Maybe it's because like the radio thing. When I hear a swear, I kind of like
You perk up. You're like, what?
Pop up.
You're looking for
Yeah.
the delay?
Right. Every time it's like, so in these movies, like not totally a dick. I'm like, whoa, like even though dick, like really? I mean,
You could say that on
It's
TV
not-
now.
Yeah.
Prime time.
but I mean, here's the funny thing, Mike. So you could say that. Remember when it was a big deal when NYPD Blue said shit
Oh, yeah.
or asshole? But you don't hear that now on sitcoms. So in the 90s, it was okay, but now it's not.
But
in the Marvel
NYPD
movie,
Blue was
Drama after 8 p.m. or whatever.
it wasn't,
Yeah.
but it wasn't what they call safe harbor, which is after 10 o'clock where you get away with more. It wasn't that. It was primetime still. Or end of
it was
primetime.
also an event too, though.
Yeah,
I mean,
they like
that
hyped
was-
it up as something to see.
Oh, it was like, gather around, family. We're going to watch the fat guy say shit. Like,
We were
I
just
was a thing they all-
Him saying shit or when they showed his ass, his bare ass.
Yeah.
That's more offensive. Anyway. Yeah, so the Marvel movies, they got away with a little bit. Dick, asshole. I thought that was kind of cool because it was still Disney, and you still have that, but they got away with a little bit.
Well, you and I have talked about this, how with the Deadpool being rated R, how it doesn't need to be.
No, I remember having this discussion when I forgot like when the first Deadpool came out, and like I was talking to somebody wherever I was working, and they said, "Oh, you can never do that. Never can do that without like not Ryan Reynolds, because I would have agreed. He's for many reasons. He's the one who fucking leaked the trailer to get it made. But like, you can never do that without R-rated. I think they said. I said, well, Deadpool's always been funny. The comics never been R-rated because most comics are not R-rated. It's jokes that are sometimes, sexual innuendos. That's not R-rated. It's PG. Sorry, innuendos are not R-rated. The stuff they did in the movie, and I love it. I'm shirt cocking it, all this stuff. That's never going to be in the comic ever. Could they do it without it? Of course they could.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you know what it was?
And they have,
because they were repackaging 1 and 2.
Yep.
For a
13 version.
Family friend. What's that?
They did the PG-13 versions.
Yeah, that's what it was. They were repackaging that, and someone said, "How do you do that?" Like, it's still going to be funny.
I want to see it because they had Fred Savage introduce it like it was in The Princess Bride. Remember when?
Yeah.
Peter Falk was reading to him. They did that bit.
He did like an As You Wish style of that.
Yes.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
I could do a whole episode on.
If they made a Deadpool PG-13, it would not make me hesitate. I wouldn't. I like some of the dirty stuff, but
it would be awesome, and I wouldn't even miss it. I really would. He's still going to say, "Oh, you should have worn your brown pants." He's still going to say that.
Yeah.
He just won't go to that next level. Last thing with Marvel movies. So when playing characters, when Biran, you and I talked about this before, Josh Brolin is Thanos and Cable.
Mm-hmm.
What are the other ones? I can't remember at the moment.
Chris Evans was Johnny
Torch.
Is a Human Torch in the which are they ever going to have those ever connected? Or are they always going to be
That's why I think the multiverse of madness could come into play. That's how they could bring everything in.
So they get it, but another set though, because they've already done two times the Fantastic Four and it didn't.
They're gonna, but it'd be made by someone competent now. What I find interesting, and I've read about this and seen documentaries about it, how it doesn't matter who you bring in to direct, because all of the action scenes are farmed out to a very specific set of directors and producers. That
are separate, you mean?
Yes. All the CGI, special effect, and action stuff is directed by someone else, not the lead director.
So you're kind of putting that in their hands anyway.
It's basically like these people are going to do the action scenes. You're going to do the drama scenes. So when you see like, oh, they're letting so-and-so direct this, it's like, well, are they? Now, some who have a lot of action experience probably have some input, but you could bring in new directors that have never done crazy CGI fests, and they'll still do well because they have this backup team, this A-team at Disney, Marvel, that does all the other stuff.
Yeah. In other words, you kind of almost can't fail.
Yeah.
At this point.
Well, that's what happens. That's the difference between the Marvel franchise and the Star Wars franchise is Kevin Feige heads up the Marvel franchise, and he loves Marvel comics. Kathleen Kennedy didn't like Star Wars.
Well, I mean, that could be a different episode completely, but you can't have two different stories. Who's it going to be?
You can't even have an outline of what's going to happen.
You either going to go the J.J. Abrams route, I'm doing it for the fans route, or you're going to get a little out there with the Rian Johnson route. Yeah,
I'm going to figure out what the most popular theories are and make sure I don't do that.
Right.
That's the
I'm
whole.
Kill the guy you just built up in the first whatever. So
yeah.
So can you play more than one? Is there a rule or no? You can do whatever you want.
Only if the second time is considerably better than your first one. So that way people forget about the first one.
That's probably the answer. That's probably, what makes sense. Because in Deadpool, they alluded to the Green Lantern side of things, and he killed it in there. It's kind of cool when you get to see someone almost like another crack at it when it's better. Like Chris Evans was not a household name during the first Fantastic Four movie.
He was good as a Human Torch, though.
He was good, but it was like, oh, he was in Not Another Teen movie. He played Freddie Prinze's character in that movie.
Yeah.
But that was it. So they said, shit, we can build a franchise around this guy. Mm-hmm. What they saw from that one.
But a lot of the people like theory crafting I've seen like concept art with John Krasinski as Dr. Fantastic.
Oh, I'd be
It's
fine
Dr.
with
Reed
that.
Richards. And
You
it's
know,
like, yes, I see it. And Emily Blunt as the Invisible Girl.
I didn't think I wouldn't see Jim Halpert until I saw Quiet Place. I thought he was great.
Yeah.
So I'm like, maybe he has to wear a beard. I don't know. Maybe that's part of it.
I liked him in the Amazon Jack Ryan series. The two they
Oh
did.
yeah, he's really good in there. Totally forgot. Yeah, Dwight is going to be Dwight, unfortunately, but Jim can do other things.
Last thing I saw him in was The Meg, about the giant shark.
I didn't see that.
Jason Statham was in it.
Yeah, I did see that.
It was okay.
Did he mumble in British?
Huh?
Did he mumble in British at all?
A little bit.
Yes.
Sounded like a Blood Bowl game. And
I think Jason Statham could be tapped for a role in the Phase 4. I think it could be him. I think they might do something with Stallone with that scene in Guardians 2.
What about The Rock?
Too much money.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
But would he maybe do it for less?
I bet Rock would be a villain, not on screen the whole time for less.
Well, he was supposed to be Black Adam in.
He still is.
So
he still is.
He still is.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
The last movie he shot was Jungle Cruise.
Still called Black Adam?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
I liked Shazam, but it bombed.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you have Marvel who's doing everything is coming up Milhouse, and then the other side is like,
yeah,
we don't know what to do. Like if you guys said let's do one of these on DC, I'd say that's going to be my episode off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a huge DC fanboy, and those movies have not been good.
The first 2/3 of Wonder Woman was good. The last third wasn't.
It had enjoyable scenes, but it was just kind of
It got bad until it was a CGI monster.
Yeah, that was not good.
I know a lot of people loved Aquaman. I wasn't that impressed. I wanted to be though.
I think it would have been better if it was Black Manta as the main big bag. Because I thought Black Manta was cool.
I don't need a reason not to like Jason Momoa. I love him, like we all do. But
I love him since Stargate Atlantis.
I loved him as Roman Reigns in WWE. His best role yet. Yeah, I don't know. We probably will not do a DC episode of this.
No, I wouldn't.
It'd be crowded at the bottom.
Probably wouldn't. We're all waiting for that Zlurpcast cut, as they say. Looking for the Snyder cut. We're looking for.
People are all hyped on that. I go, Zack Snyder's not that great, right?
Well, and even if I like Sucker Punch, and I actually liked Man of Steel, even though no one else did, I still don't care anymore. I'm over it.
Yeah,
I'm over all those movies, and I wish that wasn't the case, but I just don't care. I don't even go see those in the movie theater anymore.
Who would have guessed that the two most successful DC movies would be Wonder Woman and Aquaman?
No, Joker was more successful.
Oh yeah, Joker was as successful as Aquaman.
Christopher Nolan, Dark Knight is number one.
Aquaman was $1 billion movie.
You're saying Dark Knight's not the most successful DC?
No, I'm talking about when DC got shitty.
Oh, okay. Just not in general, but just
right.
Yeah.
Oh no, the Nolan movies are awesome.
I liked all three.
I do too.
Oh, what's his name is Bane and Venom.
Yes.
It's a double.
Chris Hardy or
Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy.
Well, Michael B. Jordan was in both of them too. He was Johnny Storm and Killmonger.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I forgot about Michael B. Jordan. Yeah. Here's another one. Yeah. I guess it's okay. I've allowed it. I've eventually came around.
Well, there's a lot that have done both DC and Marvel too. So.
Hey, Michael Keaton.
Yep. Batman and Vulture.
Yeah.
I would have liked to see Cable be a little bigger though, but they addressed it in the movie, which was funny.
I need more Negasonic Teenage Warhead in my life.
Yeah, she's great. And Kimiko, what was the
Kimiko?
Highway. Yeah, like they kind of just they created Marvel created a character based on a monster magnet, not well-known heavy metal band at all, has a song called Megasonic Teen War, and they created the character from it, and then it turned out to be in a gigantic movie.
Yep.
But they gave her. She didn't have those. I think that was somebody else's powers. I think they merged her and
Cannonball.
Cannonball. No. Yeah, I think. Who like?
She doesn't fly, does she?
No.
No, but like a burst of like energy, like I forgot who they took. It might have been Cannonball. I forgot, but they made it work. Do you have the action figure, Biran?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, figure. That's how we get. I'm done. Well, we're gonna close this off. I haven't eaten dinner, and for you guys, I think it's great. Oh, not bad.
Gina Carano was. What character was she in Dreadpool? Was that a real one? Angel Dust?
She in there?
Yeah, she fought Colossus.
Oh yeah, bad guy. Like a
yeah. Oh yeah.
Was Angel Dust a real character? I wasn't familiar with.
I was thinking about the X-Force group,
yeah.
which also was a great thing too. Yeah, she's not doing so well right now.
No, she's still doing pretty good.
Losing favor with Disney by the day.
Yeah. Well, with Twitter for sure.
Yeah.
She wouldn't put her pronouns in her profile.
She's big on Parler though. Real big on there. Definitely.
Big on Parler, yep, and the Joe Rogan experience.
Biran, are you on Parler?
No, I'm not on any of the social medias now. I couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah,
I did too much doom scrolling.
Whenever I send a Twitter link in the chat, you get really mad.
Yeah. I swore it off.
Yeah.
It wasn't healthy.
Well, feel free to listen to comments, your favorites MCU movies. Feel free to talk about all the things we got wrong. It's fine. Whatever. I don't mind. Next episode, we will cover a game. We're not going to do another bullshit. We're going to do 2 in a row.
Well, we will do 2 in a row.
This would have been 2 in a row. So we have to do a game.
Right. We can only do 2 bullshit episodes in a row.
That's the new rule. Mm-hmm. So tune in next time. Follow on all the social medias at Zlurpcast. Subscribe to Zlurpcast TV. Tell your friends. Subscribe. Ring my bell. Remember that song, Ring My Bell? Sing that while you ring the bell to make sure you get notified when we post up. Biran has a fucking timer. Midnight. The clock strikes 12. The episode goes up. We have some people that actually watch it immediately when it goes up. And then Sunday morning, we get the comment section. It's like getting a review after a movie premiered. And we're like, oh, what did they say? It's all there. Otherwise,
there's usually some Canadian trying to make fun of me.
Yeah. Keggy McKill is Biran's nemesis.
And number one fan.
Number one fan. So if we do some fan fiction where he is Biran Hulk Bulk taking on Keggy McKill, that could be some fun. If anyone wants to draw that, I'll happily write a story.
Sasquatch is a Canadian superhero, is he not?
Yes.
No.
Sasquatch?
Yeah, he's part of
Alpha Flight. Yeah.
He counts. Yeah. So Alpha Flight is lower powered. We know that.
They're below Great Lakes Avengers, I think.
Yeah. Separated by only a bridge.
Yep.
Well, until next time, I'm Jonny P. Biran's above me.
Yep.
Valdric's above me.
Mm-hmm.
And Xtreme's right fucking next to me where he belongs.
Yep.
Bye.
Zlurpcast! Brought to you by McMurdy's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm loathing it.